This is the iBook G4. It's a 14-year-old laptop from 2004 that still uses 32 megabytes of VRAM and only half a gigabyte of RAM. However, alongside its downsides, there are quite a few upsides, and hopefully I can get into them during this video. The model I have is the mid-2005 iBook G4, which comes pre-installed with 512 megabytes of DDR333 memory, which can be expanded using the second RAM slot underneath the keyboard. For graphics, the iBook comes with a Radeon Mobility 9550 inbuilt graphics chip with a whole 32 megabytes of VRAM. As for storage, it comes with a 60GB hard drive that runs at 5.4K RPM. The real star of the show, however, is the PowerPC G4 chip, which has one core and half a megabyte of cache. As for OS, we're running the most modern one that this computer can run, which unfortunately happens to be OS X, which supports none of the programs that I intended to test on this computer. So I will be limited to using only the inbuilt programs such as Safari, Paint and GarageBand. This computer is also rather heavy and bulky, as it is around 4 centimeters tall compared to my laptop, which I use for editing, which is only 1 centimeter in height. It does, however, compensate for this by having a super drive, a phone line in, an Ethernet port, a FireWire port, dual USB 2.0 and a mini display port. Though most of this I/O sounds relatively ancient, this was rather modern stuff for the day. But enough about what it is. Let's see what it can do. Unfortunately, not that much. This laptop's biggest drawback is its single core processor that is only clocked at 1.4 GHz, as well as its ancient operating system, which means I cannot install any apps whatsoever. Luckily though, Apple does put some pre-installed applications on the iBook G4 such as Safari and GarageBand, so I was able to test them out. The first application I tested was GarageBand, and unfortunately I don't actually have that much to talk about. I was able to play the virtual piano, but that was pretty much it, and there was not really that much to do in it, so I just ended up messing around in it for about 5 minutes before getting bored. However, GarageBand is usable and didn't stutter or lag, so I guess that would count as a pass for this computer. Internet Explorer wasn't that great either. Unfortunately, due to its old age, Safari no longer supports YouTube and YouTube playback, meaning that I wasn't able to watch any videos on it at all. I was also unable to download any applications as mentioned before, such as Spotify or Steam, also because of the operating system and how old it is. I was, however, able to find an online MP4 streaming website where I was able to grab a bit of audio for you guys to listen to. Well, here it is. So as you can see, it's pretty underwhelming, but at least it works. Also, as with most of the programs that I've been using on this computer, it doesn't lag and it doesn't stutter, which is always a massive plus. So for that experience, I'm gonna have to give it a very, very close pass. Lastly, I wanted to play a movie on it using the inbuilt super drive and hopefully get that to read one of my DVDs or CDs, but unfortunately it seems that it was broken and I was unable to use that. So for media consumption, I strongly disadvise you guys from going for a iBook G4. So to summarize guys, I think that the iBook G4 is genuinely a decent laptop if you are going for a nostalgia type deal in which you just want to be looking at it and not really touching it, because it does great in that aspect. It looks pretty nice, it has the retro feel to it. However, when it comes to actual utilization as a actual computer or a day-to-day computer, I would highly not recommend it, as it can do pretty much nothing except for do a little bit of, I guess, audio inside of GarageBand or stream a MP3 file from the internet if you are lucky enough to find a site that still supports OS X. So that will be it for this video guys. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Special thanks goes out to my good friend Julius for donating me this laptop, as it's what made this video happen, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video.